guys, and welcome to the Lazy Girl's Kitchen. Today I'm so excited to share with you one of my favorite childhood treats. I don't really know what to call them. I guess like caramel wafers or wafers with caramel. Doesn't matter. My nieces and nephews call it buffalo because it's like a waffle and they couldn't say waffles, so they said buffalo. Anyways, so what you're gonna need for this recipe is like a wafer. So here's the thing. I have not come across these wafers in an American supermarket ever. So I buy these at a Polish supermarket. I'm sure you could probably get them on Amazon or eBay. You can just order it. It's just a wafer. I don't know if you want to just get in. This is what it is. And it's basically like, you know, the cones that you ice cream on? It's like that. That's exactly the consistency of this, like the, you know, the crunchiness. It's exactly the same. It's just flat. So anyways, you're gonna need one of these, and then you're gonna need a can of condensed milk. Now, anybody that's worked with condensed milk knows that in here is milk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna boil the can of milk to turn it into toffee, which I already did. I did this yesterday because to do this for you guys for 3 hours I felt was like a little bit too much. But I am gonna show you what you're gonna need to do to make this into this consistency. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take your label off of your condensed milk. Okay, and you're gonna need a pot enough, like big enough for the can to fit inside. So if you want to come closer just a little bit, so your can is inside, it's going to be standing up like this. You don't really want it rolling around. You kind of want it straight up. And you're going to cover the can with water. And you want the water to cover the can, I would say about maybe over an inch or so. So you want your pot to be big enough to do that. Also, as you boil the can, as you know, water is going to evaporate. So you might have to add water in at certain points. Just make sure that the water is hot. Alright, so this is perfect. If you want to come here, I'm going to show you. So I kind of put my finger in over the top. So the water kind of covers to where my finger is, like right here. This is about perfect, okay? So you're gonna put this, you're gonna bring it up to a boil, and then once it starts to simmer, you're gonna turn it down and simmer it for 3 hours, okay? 3 hours, just leave it standing up. You don't need to stir, you don't need to do anything. Just kind of check on it once in a while to make sure that the water is still in there and it's covered. If it's not, just boil a little bit of water and add it to the pot for 3 hours. Then you're going to shut the heat off and you're going to just let it sit overnight. You can remove it from the pot, obviously. Just let it sit on the counter overnight. Do not try to open it when it's hot. It's going to go everywhere. I made this mistake before and it explodes. Also, do not leave it in there for more than 3 hours because that can also happen. All right, so once your toffee is ready, we're going to assemble our wafer. So you're going to take it out, and we're just going to do this one wafer at a time. If I can open this. Oh, there we go. You just want to be gentle because they do break quite easily, as you can see. I'm not being that gentle, but so you don't want them to break. So I do this on aluminum foil because later I end up wrapping it in the foil so that it kind of stays together, because you are going to let this sit overnight. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your caramel. You're just going to dump it right on here. And it looks exactly like caramel does. It tastes exactly like caramel does. It's just, I think, it's cheaper because a can of toffee maybe cost me $1. Oops, I'm actually going to remove this thing because it's breaking my wafer. And you're just going to smear it all over to the edges and everywhere. Ta-da. So earlier when I was telling you guys about this, I said that my nieces and nephew call it buffalo. So how that happened is in Polish you call it wafle. And my niece, when she was little, could never say it, so she just ended up calling it buffalo, and now I guess that's what stuck, just buffalo. All right, so you're gonna just wanna make sure that it's all the way to the sides so that everything kind of sticks. There we go. It's like stuck on this spoon. There we go. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna cover it with the next one and keep going until you're all done, okay? And then I'll show you what to do next. All right, so I finished with my wafers. I spread off all my caramel. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap them up in aluminum foil and I'm gonna let them sit overnight. So this is what I do. Ooh, see, because you want it to kind of set and stick to each other. Right now it's not doing that. So what I do is I take it. Don't mind my wrapping skills. I never wrap, even during Christmas. I just gift bag. So you're gonna wrap your wafer like so. This recipe though, it's so easy. It's so inexpensive. Like under $5, I got this whole thing with the milk, the wafer, like so inexpensive but so delicious. Okay, so now my wafer is covered. Now here's the thing. I weigh my wafer down. You don't have to. I like to. So what I do is I put like a flat surface. So now I'm gonna use my cutting board. I'm gonna put it down and then I take a pot full of water. So it's got water in here and I put it down like this. I leave this to rest overnight, so at least 8 hours, and then tomorrow you'll be able to cut into it. So I'm gonna leave this overnight and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like tomorrow. All right, guys, so the wafers were kind of hanging out overnight. I'm sorry about the lighting. So I shot a video of what they look like the day after I took them, like I cut them up, and I went to edit the video and it wasn't there, so I'm kind of improvising so I can get this up for you. But this is what the wafers look like. See, it's like perfectly, they're not falling apart, they're kind of just in there. So good. So I'm gonna have that recipe up for you on thelazygirlskitchen.com. Go to my YouTube channel and watch the video, and I hope you guys enjoy them. They're delicious, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.